Hey, it's Mads today coming to you with part 2 of my 30 self-portrait challenge. So for those of you who don't know, at the start of May, I did challenge myself to draw 30 self-portraits in different art styles from cartoon shows that I really like, or at least most of them I really like. Some of them just filled in the gaps nicely. But anyway, I'm starting with South Park today, which was one of my favourite shows as a kid and is one of my favourite shows now. Probably not the best show to bring your child up on, but I'm glad for it now anyway. I think South Park is one of those shows that if you watched it as a younger kid, you probably didn't get the jokes. You still thought it was funny and you laughed in the right moments, but I watch it now and I appreciate it a lot more, I will say. And I think for a show that presents as very stupid, it's actually really clever. For the most part. Sometimes, maybe not. But anyway, the style is really, really distinctive and it has that kind of construction paper look to it. So I wanted to do the South Park style and see if I could make it look as good as possible. And I think, to be honest, I think it looks pretty damn South Park. I wouldn't change anything, so very happy with this one. To be fair, there are so many celebrity appearances on South Park, it was really easy to gauge just how they capture real people. So I did emulate that. You can see on the left, there's like examples of Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato and a really realistic rendition of Lorde. So that's me as a South Park character. This next one, oh gosh, I don't even want to go into it. SpongeBob was impossible. I tried so hard for this one and I just could not get something that resembled a SpongeBob character. As you can see in the reference images on the left, there's actually such a variation in the way they present their characters. Their fish all have those kind of oval-shaped eyes, and then the human characters have kind of a complete different look. And then you've got SpongeBob who just has the round eyes. So I tried to do the humanoid kind of features and it ended up looking like something from Garfield. Not ideal. You can see later I do end up changing it to more SpongeBob shaped eyes. But anyway, it was just a nightmare. So much revision went into this and eventually I got there, but I don't think it reads immediately as SpongeBob. So maybe one day I'll give this one another shot. Let's be honest, I'm never going to do it again. I'm staying as far away from SpongeBob as I can. But anyway, my history with SpongeBob is actually when I was doing my portfolios as part of my year 12, I would stay up till 1 in the morning and I needed something on in the background and SpongeBob was perfect because I didn't need to pay attention to know what was going on. But it's really funny. I don't know if anyone's watched it as an adult, but it's really funny. So it was just kind of one of those staples of me actually getting my artwork done. And so now I'm drawing it. What a full circle. I did try to do the yellow skin, so like the hair matching the skin color like they've done on a lot of their mermaids. But again, it just didn't really read particularly because the yellow was quite close to my skin tone anyway. And I don't have yellow skin. So yeah, there's that. I did want to make all of these characters look like me in that world. And so I thought, how would I survive underwater? I would probably have a suit like Sandy. I realized that my shoulders are inside the helmet. I know, it's weird, I didn't notice till after. But anyway, that's me as a SpongeBob character. Let's not talk about it anymore. Next up was Danny Phantom, and if you didn't watch Danny Phantom as a kid, I'm sorry that you were so deprived because Danny Phantom was fantastic. It was one of those shows, one of the shows made by Butch Hartman, who also made Fairly Odd Parents. Keep an eye out for that one because I'm totally doing it. But Danny Phantom was one of my absolute favorite shows as a kid, probably because I totally had a crush on Danny, but also who didn't. The style is really quite distinctive of Butch Hartman. It's actually a bit different to Fairly Odd Parents, but still those kind of weird shaped heads. And really clean lines, some blockier lines too, and I found that this one was actually really, really easy to emulate, and I love the final result. I think it looks super polished, I think it looks really reminiscent of the other characters on the show, and yeah, stoked on this one, for sure. I was tempted to draw myself as a ghost version, like when Danny goes ghost, and I really thought about it. I thought it would have been really cool, but that's not part of this challenge. This challenge was drawing myself that same original portrait in different styles. So I held back, I did the leather jacket and the pink and the, you know, the blonde hair instead of going full Phantom, and maybe I regret it slightly. It would have been cool. But anyway, so now I'm just adding some shadows, or I guess it's more highlights. The characters sometimes have a little bit of highlight on one side. But anyway, that's me as a Danny Phantom character. So then we come to Wild Thornberrys. I used to absolutely love watching the Wild Thornberrys, and I think it was probably because I've always been such an animal girl, and the idea of being able to talk to animals is just so enticing. I just wanted to be Eliza, basically. It's funny though, because when I used to watch it as a kid, I always thought Debbie was such a monster and she was so mean. And the older I get, the more I relate to her. And if you actually look at this character I'm drawing, I kind of resemble her a little bit, which is kind of funny. But this art style is quite weird. I guess because we grew up looking at it, we're kind of desensitized to how weird a lot of art styles can be. But when I'm actually drawing it, I realize like the mouth so low on the chin and the head being so large and the facial features, it's such an odd stylistic choice, but it just worked. It just worked. And so I brought in as many different human characters as I possibly could to kind of understand the way that different features could be portrayed. There's just not that many human characters in the show. And I could have based it on Darwin maybe, but that's perhaps less flattering than basing myself on Debbie and Eliza. So that was the choice I went with, and I'm sticking by it. So then I'm just finishing off the hair, trying to get that gradient in, again, making up how I think it would be done. But anyway, that's me as a character in the Wild Thornberrys. So last, but certainly not least, we have me as a character from Bob's Burgers. I haven't actually watched Bob's Burgers in the capacity that I normally watch shows. That is, I start from the start and go all the way to the finish, and it's a really, really long process. But Bob's Burgers isn't on any streaming services, at least not that I'm aware of. So I've only seen a couple of episodes here and there. I must say, every episode I've seen has been absolutely incredible. Tina is an icon. It's hilarious. But to date, I've only seen probably 10, 11 episodes, which needs to be fixed ASAP. Just a side note as well, I'm actually not drawing at the speed you're seeing. These videos are sped up considerably as each portrait takes about 2 hours. Roughly, it does vary. SpongeBob took me 3. It was a struggle. And also, I was editing this while listening to my gym playlist, which consists of a lot of really fast-paced metalcore, so I might have been a little bit manic when editing. So, my bad, sorry about that. Anyway, back to Bob's Burgers. I found this art style when I first saw it the very first time really quite distinctive, might be the word. It's ugly, for lack of a better word. It's really ugly. But once you get used to it, it really, really fits the stories. So that's me as a very attractive Bob's Burgers character. So here we go. These are the 5 that I did this week. So we have South Park, we have SpongeBob, we have Danny Phantom, we have Wild Thornberrys, and we have Bob's Burgers. I must say, of these, my favourite's probably still Danny Phantom, but you know, as long as it's not SpongeBob, it's fine. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, definitely check out part 1, which I'll link here as well. And keep an eye out for part 3, which will be coming soon. So if you want to see that or any future videos, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed this one, please like and leave a comment and let me know. And yeah, take care. Have a river day.